Hello everyone, my name is Kristen Avalos with KristenAvalos.com, creator of the Your Life, Your Way transformational coaching system, where I help women align who they are, what they value with what they're out doing in the world so that they can have an impact and help more people and inspire more people and also make a great living from it. So I thought I would do something kind of fun today. I was celebrating on Friday some progress that I had been making on my end and just feeling really positive. And I was getting some work done in the coffee shop downtown on Main Street, and I noticed that a new store had opened up across the street. And this store, they do haunted ghost tours around town. And they opened a storefront where they sell gifts and curiosities, as they say. So I went in there and I happened to find this Oracle card deck. It's called Divine Circus. And the reason, one, it jumped out to me just because the cover was really vibrant. The picture drew me in. But then I noticed that the creator of this deck is Alana Fairchild. And she is the creator of the deck that you see very often in the Facebook group, and I do a lot of Oracle readings with it, but it's her Sacred Rebels deck. And I thought, well, you know what, I'm celebrating, I've gotten a lot of work done, so I think I'm gonna get myself a little present, and I think that this could also be helpful for all of the ladies in my group that watch these videos. So that's why it was a gift for me and you. So I wanted to do just an unboxing. I will admit I did cheat a little bit. I did open the box and I did read through the booklet just a little bit because I had to, but I did not touch the cards yet. I did not shuffle the cards. They're still in their same packaging here. So I only half cheated. So the box, just as it is, it's about the size of my hand. It's called Divine Circus Oracle. Like I said, Alana Fairchild is the creator of it. You open it up and of course you get this booklet that talks about each card. And you have your deck. And like I said, the images really stood out to me because they're so deep in color and they're so vibrant. And the idea with them, it's kind of going back to this circus theme. And in the booklet, she talks a little bit about why she was inspired by this theme of the circus. So she dedicates this deck for anyone who finds it hard to follow rules, conform, bend to authority, and generally do what they're told. May your rebel heart always be bold. May your spirit always be free. May you remember to live the divine circus and have fun doing things the way you aren't supposed to, whilst living your most creative and unique divine destiny. So that alone is really what this Facebook group, Your Life, Your Way Transformation, is all about. It's really helping women to connect to that part of them that is a little bit rebellious, is a little bit wild, is a little bit free-spirited, fun, playful, because that is the part that ultimately wants you to live a good life. It doesn't care about perfection. It doesn't care about what other people are saying. It doesn't care about the fears. It doesn't care about the doubts. So that's why I really connected to this. And so she does an introduction. And I will say, when it comes to Oracle card decks, if you're not familiar with them, they're a little bit different than tarot cards because it's a looser definition. They're generally a little bit lighter. They're a little bit more playful. They're generally more positive all around. But the goal of Oracle card decks is the same as what tarot cards are, which is to help you connect to that internal voice, that internal wisdom that part of you that really knows what to do. And a lot of times you'll go to your Oracle card deck. One, you can be on a daily basis just to strengthen that voice, or it could be you are having a particular crossroads, a particular transition where you're not exactly sure what to do, and you just want clarity that what you feel is accurate. And so the cards could be a good way to get to that part of yourself too, and so that you're making decisions that are in alignment with what your higher good is and with what your actual heart and soul want for you. So that's that. I use Palo Santo to cleanse my deck. You know, when you get a new deck, or even every time you're using it, I always use Palo Santo, which is a holy wood from South America that just releases negative energy. It cleanses a space just like sage would, but that's really just a quick and easy way that I'll clear the deck, which I did do that just before we started here. Anyways, so back to this, she gives an introduction. What is life if not a divine circus? Talking about how things might seem ordinary on the surface. You go about your day, you go to work, you pick up the kids or cook dinner. But when we look more closely, it's actually bursting with creative diversity, and it is constantly evolving, and things are being, we do have situations where things come up and it's like, oh, everything was going so perfectly, and then it's as if someone just pulled the rug from under my feet. And so that's kind of that theme of the fool, or the circus being that trickster energy, where sometimes those types of things happen to help you grow, and it's kind of tricking you into growing. And she says you can use this deck any way that you want to. You can pull a card, and she gives different, and it's kind of cute, she does different card layouts. One's called the Flying Trapeze, another one's called the Bearded Lady, so that's kind of cool. And you can ask questions like, what is my approach until now? How should I better approach this situation? What do I need to know about this situation that I don't know yet? What can I know about the twist of fate that life has in store for me? What does the universe most want me to understand about this issue? And this is funny. Look at this picture. Does she not have my same hair? Yes. So that's one of those trickster things. This girl looks a lot like me. And these cards it's similar to the Sacred Rebels deck, but there's a little summary of what the card means, and then there's a longer description, and then she includes something called a healing trick. And I'll give you an example of what a healing trick is in this situation. And then she gives an affirmation. So she gives the healing trick, which is almost like a ritual that you would do, and then she gives you an affirmation to strengthen that ritual. And then she gives the author of the artist. And something that I noticed that is different about this deck, which I really don't see too often, is the fact that there is pretty much a different artist for every card. Usually one artist designs the whole and illustrates the whole deck. And in this, a couple of the artists are the same, but for the most part, they are different. So that's kind of interesting because the picture theme stays the same. But it's still that circus theme, but it's just interpreted by a different artist. So here's an example of one of the first card, and you'll just see those bright colors, the person on the front. We'll go through, and I'm gonna start shuffling these. I'll pick a couple and give you an example of what they are. So there's just an idea of what some of the cards look like. Really pretty. Almost something I would have on my wall. I probably do have something similar to this on the wall. So I'm gonna just start and loosen up this deck and start pulling some cards. Normally they're a little bit big in my, like I said, it's the size of my hand, so it's slightly hard to shuffle, so I probably won't be able to do a super good job right away. But definitely in the comments, let me know, are you familiar with Oracle cards? Are you a fan of tarot cards? Is there a specific deck that you use that you really like? Let me know, is this a deck? I don't make any money from these decks, so if you do like these decks and are interested in buying them, go for it. I'm not selling them to you or anything. You could go to, like I said, I went to just a local store downtown and got one, but Amazon, I'm sure you could find them there. But yeah, she's definitely, I resonate a lot with, like I said, Alana Fairchild is her name. I resonate with her decks a lot. And I love Colette Baron-Reid's decks a lot. Who else do I use a lot? Really, those are the two. I have quite a few decks, but I know a lot of people have a lot more decks than I do. I newly started my collection. Oh, so it's only been a couple years. So I'm gonna shuffle these a little bit more, and I'm gonna just ask the question, what do we most need to know at this point in time right now? And what is going to serve the highest good and bring the most clarity and awareness to who is watching this video? Oh, and you didn't see that happen, but usually when I shuffle, what I do is I'll just kind of shuffle, and I don't like to pick the cards. I like the cards to leap out to me, and that's exactly what happened in that case. And it's one of those things, I think, that just is a sign from the universe that, oh, and the card that came out was Sacred Fool. And like I said, the Fool card, it's kind of that little trickster. And it also is someone that is, usually it has to do with you're starting off, you're a fool, meaning you don't have any preconceived notions about what's going to happen. So you go about a path in a way, not realizing that the cliff, you're about to walk off a cliff. This is at least in the tarot. But it's not that you're stupid. It's just saying that things will actually work out for you if you trust it. So this is card 28. And it says, imagine a life free from concern about the opinions of other people. A life where you feel brave enough, free enough, trusting enough to play the fool, to make a choice even if it seems illogical, unreasonable, daring, or downright foolish. Cast aside sensible opinions and poker faces. The Sacred Fool invites you to live unafraid, to take a risk and step away from the confines of what seems sensible and logical in life. And so here we have it. This is such a great card, because it exactly what I was talking about with the circus. Sometimes you have to, there is weirdness around and things happen that don't make sense to you, but it really is about moving forward and just seeing it as a game and being willing to take a few risks and know that whatever happens, you're going to be okay and you're going to learn something from it. There's always a blessing in everything. There's a silver lining in everything. And so, as I said, there's a longer description here as well. I won't read all of it, but I'll read a couple lines. There's much to be said for common sense, practicality, and a grounded approach, especially with spiritual matters and creating a life that fulfills your dreams. But if you're going to live, love, thrive, and create this lifetime to be original, you are also going to need to be willing to run the risk of being seen the fool. And I know a lot of people, that is your biggest fear. As I talked about a video I just did about the inner critic, being seen as a fool or embarrassing yourself it feels terrible. And so no one actually wants to do this. That's why it's so hard to take that step, because you don't want people to see you fail. They don't want to see you make mistakes. So let's see what else. Yep, if you refuse to give up, even if others tell you it hasn't happened by now and it won't ever happen, they say you're a child, they say you're silly, don't listen to those voices. Don't listen to those other people. Don't listen to your inner critic. They don't understand the power of the fool, which is truth. In the court, the fool, the king court, the fool was the one the king would trust and ask for advice. Why? Because he was allowed to speak the truth, where others would try to make politically smart choices to win them power. The fool just called a spade, which that's really interesting. I never knew that little tidbit of history. So when the fool in you speaks, it's to tell you something that's actually true. And so, like I said, this card came to you because something that maybe you're thinking might be silly, or that, you don't have the money for it. They're saying it's worth looking into. It's worth exploring. And it might just turn your world upside down or inspire you with greater happiness and faith. And are you more concerned about looking like a fool, or are you more interested in being more inspired and having more happiness and faith? I don't know the answer to that. It's not your job to say that it's too difficult or dangerous. It's up to you. Remember that the game of life can only be won if you're willing to take the risk and play it. So when the sacred fool is part of your hand, listen up, take a chance, take a risk, and forget what other people think. Instead, listen to yourself and live true. Now, the healing trick for this is kind of to help clear those obstacles, so to clear those voices and to clear that part. So I want you to close your eyes for a minute, take a deep breath, and think of something that you'd like to do, but stop yourself from doing because you worry what people would think. It might be singing aloud in the car, showering in the dark, sleeping naked, or joining a theater group. It might be dressing in a particular way, buying a particular outfit, expressing your opinion about something that matters to you. So for you, think about what it is. It could be about, a career change you're thinking of. It could be about any of those things. I like this. It might be not replying to a text message from a person who isn't healthy for you, or enrolling in a painting class. So whatever it is, doesn't matter if it's a big thing or it's a small thing. Choose something you are willing to experiment with, to play at being the fool, and liberate yourself from the confines of your own rules of behavior. So as long as you're not harming another person, you're simply freeing yourself and increasing positive energy and opening yourself to the universe. When you are willing to act on the inner truth that guides you, then you become a powerful player in the game of life. Once you make your choice, make sure you do it. So this one's probably a little bit harder of a healing trick because you have to actually do something, but that's a good thing. So say the following affirmation out loud to boost the power of this message and integrate it into your body, mind, and soul. You can say it a few in the morning and evening for a few days or even few months, or just at the end of the healing trick. So you could say this out loud. Sacred Fool, set me free to live as I need to be, wildly and divinely me. So Sacred Fool, set me free to live as I need to be, wildly and divinely me. And this card is called Jester. So there we have it. I'm probably going to be using this deck a little bit more from time to time, maybe do some more readings like this, but I'm already at about 20 minutes here, so I don't want to take a whole lot of time. But like I said, this is the Divine Circus deck. You'll be seeing it here and there now in this group. And like I said, let me know, do you have a favorite deck? What do you think of this deck? What did you think of this card? Did this card resonate with you? And what did you think about the style of this? So let me know, and I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.